Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video of a tank I set up recently. It's a shrimp beta neon tank. I think all three go pretty good together. There's been no fights, no arguments in here. Everything's doing pretty good. I started out with 10 black crystals and 10 reds. And they've been multiplying pretty good, lots of babies. It's kind of hard to see with this camera, but there's lots of babies in here. He doesn't attack any of the babies. He doesn't attack any of the shrimp. He's pretty good. Tank's going along pretty good. I got a little feeding ring up here. That thing works great. I put the food up there. The beta goes up. He makes a mess. It falls down. The neons pick up all the crumbs. So the food doesn't go all over the tank. Works perfect. That filter you see in the back, it's not even on. I just put it in there because the water got a bit cloudy, so it's a UV filter. I'm gonna take it out. I don't know. It's good to have in case the water goes cloudy, but I don't use sponge filters in here. I made my filters. It's kind of hard to see, but I cut bottles and I put bio balls and film. Let's see if you can see it. You can kind of see this one. It's just a half water bottle, and I'm gonna change that one out soon. But I leave the bio balls. I just change the cotton. Works great. I used to use sponge filters, but these are far more effective, and you can put them wherever you want. They don't take up a lot of room. You can make them whatever size you want. So they're pretty cool. The tank is a disaster the way it's laid out. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but everything in it is pretty happy. Everything in it's going pretty good. It's been going for about, I'd say 6-7 months, but I'm really impressed with the shrimp. They've had a lot of babies and they're doing really well, even though they don't eat anything. I have a multiple range of shrimp food, and whatever I put in there, they don't really eat. Now I have other shrimp and they love my food. They attack it. When I put it in the tank, they're all over the food. These crystals, I don't know. I don't know what they eat. I mean, I know they eat the biofilm. I know they pick up all the junk off the bottom, but I'm just really surprised that they don't attack the food I put in there. But they're doing so good, I'm not really concerned. They're having so many babies. I'm not really too concerned why they don't eat, but it's just kind of weird. So that's my tank. It was a saltwater tank, this tank, and it had the divider in the back with all the filtration, and I just gutted it because I wanted a deep tank. I'll show you the top. It's a BioCube, and I changed the lighting on top so I can control the blue light, I can control the white light, and at the back I also put a light here so I can add more light to the back of the tank, so I can change up the lighting. I can turn off this light and make it dark at the back. I can turn off this and make it go blue. You know, I could put that back on. Because the neons don't really like a bright tank. So I tend to keep the light on the back of the tank on, and at the front of the tank, I tend to keep it a bit darker. So they come out, they kind of like that. Then they can go in the light and a little bit in the dark. So, like I say, the way it's set up, I don't know, I'm gonna change it all up, but everything's doing good. The plants are taking off. I stuck that one in there. That one's growing nice now too. That was a tiny little thing. That's growing good. I put one down here that's starting to take off. This is starting to be a disaster, but it's growing good. And I never do water changes on my shrimp tanks. I set the water when I first set up the tank. I put the salty shrimp in, I get the pH, the KH, I get all that sorted out. And all I ever do is top up with RO water or distilled water. Yeah, like I say, the only time I'll ever do a water change is if I vac this gravel, because I don't want an ammonia buildup and it's deep substrate. So maybe once every 6 months, I'll do half the tank and then I'll do the other half the tank. It's kind of hard to do it, but yeah, as far as water changes go, I don't do water changes. I only top up. I've always done that with my shrimp tanks, never had a problem. As long as you top up with RO water and you have lots of plants in your tank, man, and you're not overfeeding, you don't need water changes. And even this tank, I don't think I'll do water changes. Even with the neons and the beta, I really don't think they're gonna produce enough waste where I'm gonna have to do water changes. So as long as everything looks good, everything's breeding, I ain't gonna worry about water changes. Well, that's my opinion. All right, thanks guys.